demonstrate the Podman desktop UI and the Podman CLI. So when you install the Podman desktop, it automatically install the CLI tools such as the Podman to interact with the containers or Kubernetes resources. So this is a desktop, and as you can see, the VM is already running, and you can see the VM details in the settings. So these are the options which I selected. So 8 CPUs, 99 gigabytes, and 16 GB memory. You can have multiple machines, multiple VMs. Create a new machine just to tell you like what are the parameters you can configure. So whether you need the root privileges, yes or no, then image URL or image reference if you have any. Yeah, so these are the options which are provided by Podman to create the machine. Whatever I am telling you in this UI, what I configured, you can do that using Podman CLI. So you can use the Podman CLI to start a machine with different options. Okay, let's take a look at the Podman CLI options. So Podman, so as you can see, and you can use the Podman start option to, sorry, that is for containers. It would be machine, sorry, yeah. So Podman machine to manage the machines, Podman machine. And you can see, so if I do now Podman machine list, I should see the machine which I created via UI, and you can see this one, Podman machine default. Okay, now that is machine is running. I have also provisioned the kind cluster. So the kind the provisioning of kind cluster is by default is integrated in the UI, in the sense you don't need to enable any extensions to provide to provision the kind cluster using Podman desktop. So it is up and running, and you can create multiple kind clusters. So let's see, just to go through the configurations. So the name of the kind cluster, the provider type, you can also select Docker as the provider type, HTTP, HTTPS port, then the ingress controller. So I have enabled the ingress controller contour. For this, you can also specify the node's container image based on the kind dash releases. Yeah. Then I also provisioned Minikube cluster. For Minikube, I have enabled the extensions. So if you see installed, I have, let me see, should be there. Yeah. So this Minikube. So basically these extensions I didn't, so this is a built-in extension, as you can see, kind, but Minikube I installed it later. So yeah, I enabled the Minikube extension, and then I provisioned the Minikube cluster by clicking on create new and specifying the name, which is a profile name for Minikube. And the container runtime, I selected default CRI.o. You can select Docker containerd. So yeah, that's it. I mean, you can interact with the Minikube cluster using Minikube CLI as well. So if I use Minikube profile list, you will see the cluster which I actually created with the Podman UI. So yeah, if you want to, let's say, enable some add-ons later, you can use Minikube CLI to enable the add-ons. So if you click here on Kubernetes, you can see all the the dashboard, the resources. So currently I'm connected to Minikube Podman cluster. Let me see if I can switch it. Yes, I can switch to, so these are the contexts. Now I will switch to kind Podman cluster. And as you can see, I don't need to use command line to do stuff, you can just view these resources directly from the Podman desktop. Okay, nodes, deployments, pods, see here, but you will see the project contour. So as you can see, this is the ingress controller, and these are the pods which are running in this names. Okay, envoy. Okay, let me try this one. Here, okay, here it is possible. So yeah, Podman also provides a good interface to interact with the containers, and the pods as well. Services, you can see here which kind of service it is, 80443. Select, okay, envoy, inspect. Yeah, here you can port forward it. So click on forward and it will do the port forwarding. So you don't need to really, use the CLI commands, and just use the UI to do things. So I can spin a Podman container using a Podman command. So I will use CLI, Podman CLI, to spin a container. So I'm going to spin the Sonar Cube container using this image at port 9000. Okay, so I can see that the command has been executed successfully. So let's see. Yeah, so the container is running, as you can see, NB Sonar Cube. You can view the log. By the way, also you can click on the options icon and just see what are the options from here itself. So open logs, deploy to Kubernetes, open browser, open terminal, restart the container or export the container. Okay, now Sonar Cube is operational. So let's go here, and here as well there are options. So I will use, I guess this is open browser option. Yeah, here we go. So yeah, so as you can see, it is quite easy to interact with the containers using Podman desktop. And I suppose you can also use a Kubernetes cluster which is not provisioned by Podman. For example, the one, so the GKE context, or the Kubernetes cluster provisioned by Colima, and you view the resources using the Podman desktop. And interact with it, as in like to see the logs or SSH into it. I suppose you can do that. So yeah, Podman desktop is a great replacement for the Docker desktop.